Welcome to the Stoicism Soul, where we explore ancient philosophies to help you unlock your fullest potential and live a meaningful life. Wu Wei is a fundamental concept in Taoism, often translated as non-action or effortless action. However, its meaning goes beyond simply doing nothing. It refers to aligning with the natural flow of the world and taking action in harmony with it, rather than forcing things or striving against the current. This principle doesn't promote passivity, but encourages a state of being where action feels effortless and outcomes come naturally, without the struggle or anxiety we often associate with doing. Now let's listen to an inspiring story about the art of effortless action. Once, a young farmer became obsessed with motivational videos. He absorbed ideas about hard work, hustle culture, and the mantra of work hard, play hard. Feeling inspired, he set foot on his farm, eager to achieve success. His first attempt was to pull a crop to make it grow faster, but this only hindered its growth. Then, he watered the plants excessively, hoping it would speed up the process, but he only drowned them. In his quest for success, the farmer learned a valuable lesson. No matter how much effort he exerted, trying to force nature only led to failure. Despite humanity's advancements, we remain deeply intertwined with nature. Our efforts are only effective when aligned with the natural world. As Lao Tzu, the author of the Tao Te Ching, wisely said, "The world governs itself. It doesn't need our intervention." This speaks to the paradoxical idea of Wu Wei, effortless action. Wu Wei doesn't have a single fixed meaning, but it emphasizes acting in harmony with the natural flow of life, rather than forcing things to happen. Wu Wei is often translated in various ways, as non-action, actionless action, or effortless action. Taoism presents Wu Wei in multiple layers, showing how it can deepen our connection with the world. This ancient practice of letting things unfold doesn't imply passivity. Rather, it teaches us to act in harmony with the natural flow of life, leading to better outcomes. The most common interpretation of Wu Wei is aligning our actions with nature's rhythm, avoiding forceful intervention, and acting when the time is right. Lao Tzu warns that using force always creates unseen troubles, not because force is inherently wrong, but because it disrupts the natural flow of things. Nature follows its course, working quietly in the background, constantly creating and recreating the universe. While the universe moves with immense force, modern society often values conscious human effort above all else. We celebrate busy work and exertion, even when it's ineffective, as if pushing rocks uphill like Sisyphus. Effort is sometimes necessary, but there are times when less is more. It's not about doing more. It's about knowing when to act in alignment with the natural rhythm. Acting out of turn is like swimming against the current. Only when we go with the flow can we truly make progress. When we try to force things, we often find that our efforts lead to failure. Pushing beyond nature's limits only results in setbacks. Yet, when we allow situations to unfold naturally, they tend to resolve themselves with ease. This is the wisdom of Wu Wei, letting things happen without interference. Consider the novice farmer. By simply leaving his crops to grow in their own time and trusting nature, he would see the fruits of his labor. When harvest time arrives, only then should he roll up his sleeves and do his part. The Tao moves without force but achieves everything. Lao Tzu teaches that when we align ourselves with the natural flow, life becomes effortless. The farmer plants the seeds grow into crops, and when they're ready, the farmer gathers them. Nature has its own rhythm, and the most effective way to live is to follow it. Lao Tzu also believed that the world is self-governing. It moves according to its own laws, and trying to control it is a futile struggle. Instead of spending our energy in opposition to nature, we should accept what is and navigate through life's changes. Just like water flowing smoothly over rocks, we too must learn to go with the flow, each person finding their place in the world. Some lead, others follow, some face ease, while others must endure hardship. Nature has its way, and our task is to embrace it. The master understands the nature of things and acts with compassion, avoiding excess, extravagance, and extremes. This is the essence of Wu Wei, which becomes more profound the deeper we explore it. Rather than thinking of Wu Wei as mere inaction, it can be understood as effortless action. It's not about doing nothing, but about acting with ease, going with the flow of life rather than forcing our way. Imagine drifting along a river, not worrying where it will take us. We move, we live, but without resistance. We follow the current, making our journey smooth and effortless. When we force things, we encounter obstacles. Think of a date. The goal is simple, to be yourself. But many overthink, overprepare, and try too hard. This leads to anxiety and artificial behavior. Why? Because we focus too much on the outcome, on what we think should happen, instead of simply experiencing the moment. True mastery comes when we align with the flow of life, letting things unfold naturally without clinging to expectations or outcomes. In this way, we become at ease with life, making each action effortless and harmonious. Zhuangzi speaks of how our perceptions and attachments can shape our actions and emotional states. When we cling to expectations, we often find ourselves in conflict with the natural flow of things. Take, for example, a date. Most of us want it to be successful. We want the other person to like us. This desire creates pressure, as we see the situation as a prize to be won. If we don't succeed, we feel miserable. What should be a lighthearted experience becomes forced, stressful, and filled with anxiety about the outcome. But imagine instead going into the date without any preparation or expectations. You act naturally, living in the moment without overthinking. You don't have a plan, and yet everything flows effortlessly. Most people will appreciate your authenticity, for it is often the unforced moments that truly resonate. When we stop obsessing over the outcome, we can act with ease, responding naturally to what comes our way. This shift also takes us beyond the ego, those social constructs and identities that shape how we see the world. The ego, while often seen as a strength, can distort our perception of reality, blocking our ability to experience things as they truly are. When we let go of the ego, we allow the world to reveal itself to us, free from distortion. When we engage in a conversation, such as with a spouse, the ego often fills the gaps with biases, preconceived notions, and judgments. The bigger the ego, the more it clouds our perception, closing us off from the true essence of the situation. Those with strong convictions often find it hard to see the world from another perspective, trapped in their own intellectual limitations. This is why Lao Tzu advises us to return to a state of openness, like the uncarved block. The uncarved block represents a person who is free from mental clutter, able to see the world clearly without distortion. Dr. Wu Lin Chong, a philosopher and sinologist, further explains Wu Wei as a practice of emptiness and openness. In this state, the individual is able to observe the world without ego, responding to situations with clarity and precision. Wu Wei is not simply about letting go or going with the flow. It's a courageous act of shedding preconceived ideas, discarding what we've learned, and allowing the universe to guide us. As Lao Tzu said, "Renounce knowledge and your problems will cease." The differences between good and evil, right and wrong, are often just illusions we create in our minds. Let go of these concepts and see the world for what it truly is. Zhuangzi shares a story of Confucius and his disciple, Yanhui. Hearing of the kingdom of Wei's struggles and its tyrannical ruler, Yanhui decided to use his wisdom to lecture the king and guide the kingdom onto the right path. Confucius, however, advised him against it, warning that his plan was driven by ego and would fail. A person full of knowledge, arriving out of nowhere to tell others how to live, is unlikely to be welcomed, especially by a self-centered tyrant. Instead, Confucius proposed a more mindful approach he called the fasting of the heart. This form of meditation is not about emptying the mind, but letting go of preconceived notions, creating space to learn and receive. With this open, receptive attitude, we would better understand the kingdom and its people, ultimately allowing him to help more effectively. This is a core principle of Wu Wei, letting go of the ego to act in harmony with the present moment, responding to circumstances as they unfold. Lao Tzu teaches that, like an uncarved block, we must free ourselves from mental clutter, remaining open and clear, in tune with the natural flow of life. Whether in politics, governance, or daily activities, Wu Wei invites us to act with clear awareness, aligned with the rhythm of the universe. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to continue receiving content that challenges and nourishes both the mind and soul. We'd love to hear your thoughts or questions in the comment section below. Until next time, may you stay wise, stay stoic, and continue your pursuit of a life filled with purpose, balance, and peace.